What's up, everybody? This is Nolan Sykes. Actually, it's Joe Weber. Nolan's out this week because he's in Bonneville doing Speed Week stuff. And speaking of speed, we are talking about Wally Parks and the genesis of the NHRA, the governing body for all drag racing in the U.S. This dude is like a super interesting character, was there from the beginning of hot rodding and tuning, and kind of formed it into this safe thing that we know of today. It's a really interesting story. I'm so excited for you to hear it. So let's jump into it. A short 100 miles northish from where the Peterson Automotive Museum sits today, there's a very flat bit of land dubbed Rogers Lake, formerly Muroc Dry Lake. And that stretch of salt flat is where a young Wally Parks got his first taste of speed, or at least the 1933 equivalent of it. This was truly the Wild West of racing. Wyatt Earp had died in bed still wearing his shoes just a few short years before in 1929, and the Great Depression was finally, mercifully, crawling to an end. It was that sweet spot in history where anything felt possible. Barrels of whiskey were being delivered to dance halls again, the Lone Ranger was riding the airwaves, and the southernmost point in the U.S., Sloppy Joe's, opened for business, giving car enthusiasts a new destination. Back at the salt bed, Wally crammed into a 1925 Chevy and stomped on the long, thin accelerator, pushing it across the flats. He clocked in at 82.19 miles per hour, more than double what your average 1925 American car could muster. But Wally wasn't there just to feed his need for speed. He was soaking it all in. The barely controlled chaos of those time trials unfolded in front of his eyes, and he was already blueprinting how to improve it. He saw the dust, the oil slicks, the burning rubber, and thought, I'm the guy who can make this whole fast car thing a safer way of life. But how did a young kid from a desolate town in the dry plains of Oklahoma set the standards for drag racing across the entire U.S.? How did curbside carnage result in his desire to save lives and legitimize an entire sport? And how did saying no to nitro help prove the National Hot Rod Association, of all people, were serious about safety? This week on Past Gas, Wally Parks and the NHRA. What's up? Welcome back to Past Gas. I am your host, Joe Weber. With me is Bart Bidlingmeyer.
We meet again, Joe.
And Steph Gutierrez.
What up, what up?
Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a minute since you've been in the studio here.
It has been a fat minute, actually. I'm glad you noticed that, Bart.
I've missed your energy.
Thank you. You've missed the Labubu's, I think.
Yeah, the Labubu's. If you really loved them, you'd get a tattoo.
Bart's been on a kick, guys, letting me get a Labubu tattoo.
So I don't know why you wouldn't get one. You're super into that, right?
You have tattoos, so you're not against the concept, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
But why not a Labubu?
I think the concept of like having a silly little Labubu right next to all my hard ass tattoos is not the move.
Okay, that's a good point. You got some hard ass tattoos.
And then I'm not going to fill up this one because then how am I going to flex in the mirror?
That's what you should do. You should put the Labubu right there. And then you could make it like jump up and down when you do that.
And
wait, that's actually a really cool tattoo concept.
I know.
If someone else is willing to get it, that'd be amazing. I just want to see it.
I should get one of those like Mad Magazine fold ones. Mm-hmm. The ones where you fold on my fat folds, and I'll make, oh, look, it's actually like a woman now. It's a car. Now it's a woman.
I saw, it was a post, I don't know why it got served to me, but a lady got the sun, the earth and the moon, and did them to scale, and when she held her arms out, it was to scale how far the earth and the moon were from each other. Wouldn't
that just be two little dots?
No, they were like that.
Oh, that's pretty
you
cool.
Still see them.
Like quarter sized?
I mean,
that's quite a party trick. Imagine she's just going out places and doing this.
Clementine size, yeah.
That is, it's kind of dorky.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
obviously she was a nerd. Yeah, right. There's space.
And if her arms ever grow, then she's gonna have to get them covered up.
Yeah, don't do Pilates.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Big thank you to our sponsor this week, Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites, guys. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/pastgas. Just go to Indeed.com/pastgas right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/pastgas. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. Big thank you to our sponsor this week, Underdog. Football season is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Download the app today and sign up with promo code GAS to score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GAS. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Arkansas or Colorado for some games, 21 and over in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms_DFS_HTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. Big thank you to our sponsor, Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. Isn't that crazy? From household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Sign up with your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/gas. Go to shopify.com/gas. Again, that's shopify.com/gas. Thanks, Shopify.
Now back to the show. Today we're going to be talking about Wally Parks and the genesis of the NHRA, the National Hot Rod Association. We've done a couple videos with them on the main channel. I think the finale of last high-low season was held at an NHRA event, right?
I think it was our own event.
Yes.
But we did have like NHRA dragsters and stuff there.
Yeah, I think it was, they helped us get that track
Yeah.
and set it up and stuff. And
Which is a really nice track.
yeah, Tucson Speedway. Great track. But I'm not super into drag racing. This is kind of Nolan's wheelhouse, no pun intended. But have you guys ever gone to like an NHRA event other than that? You've done pretty good amount of racing, right?
Since starting with Donut, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been really lit. Wait, can I?
You can,
Yeah.
we can
Actually,
bleep
YouTube
things.
just allowed cursing now.
Okay.
yeah?
You can say fart.
It's not your daddy's YouTube.
But yeah, I've been to a few NHRA events. The one that they have in Pomona, the Pomona drag strip.
Yeah.
That one is owned by In-N-Out and is strictly only for NHRA drags.
I thought you were going to say it's strictly for like people buying burgers.
That too.
The drive, it's just a long drive-through. Slowest
You
drag
have to
strip on
grab
earth.
it. You have to grab it on your run.
I'll take my protein style.
Oh my God.
That was the track that Brittany Force beat the record on, I think, last year, and she just beat it
Beat her
two
own
more
record.
times this year. She hit 341 in like 3.5 seconds. Is nuts. Funny cars scare the shit out of me.
They're wicked.
Do you guys know anything about Wally Parks
You
though?
should call them scary cars.
Yeah,
funny
it's
about
honestly.
Yeah,
it's
why
like-
do they call them funny cars? Actually, wait.
You want to look up, Google the
Yeah.
etymology of funny car racing.
Okay, Google AI is telling me
Because they have clowns in them. God damn it,
the term
AI.
funny car originated in the mid-'60s to describe a new type of drag racing. That doesn't help at all.
They were just funny cars. They were like, those cars.
I guess
those
it's just like
kinda
the
funny.
actual, like the way it looks on the exterior, because it's just a dropped on like
Yeah.
body type.
This is
of,
telling
like,
me that it
thing.
just means it refers
It's
to the
different.
unusual or strange appearance. The proportions are all weird. It
Yeah.
does look funny, you know?
Yeah. Just seems a little,
Yeah.
little on the
boring.
nose and underwhelming.
It's like a funny bone.
Yeah.
Nothing funny about a funny bone. Should we get into it?
Let's do it. We all know what funny cars are.
Okay, cool. Wally Parks was born on January 23rd, 1913 in the dusty farmlands of Goldtree, Oklahoma. Oklahoma was not exactly okay at the time. The fertile land was starting to dry out, and people were starting to notice people like Wally's folks. So when his family, like half the country at the time, packed up and chased a dream all the way to California in the early 20s, a whole new world opened up for this curious kid. The speed bug was contagious, and the wide open expanse of the Mojave Desert just outside of LA became the perfect playground for anyone itching to push all those new machines to their limits. Wally had the natural mechanical genius of a hard Scrabble farm boy, and it showed. Scrabble is hard. You guys good at Scrabble?
I pride myself. I don't want to say I'm very good at it.
Yeah.
But I will say
So humble.
people get mad at me.
Are you the one that like fills in the gaps and does 3 words at a time?
Yeah, I do a lot of that stuff. I do a lot of my wife hates playing games like that with me.
Yeah.
Because I want to win.
Yeah.
I like taking advantage of the rules.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
Hey,
It's hardwired into me. I'm sorry.
Ain't no shame with trying to win, Bart.
Yeah.
Bart's out there trying to destroy his loved
But
ones.
it's such a
make sure
it's
they
right.
know he's the king.
I'm aware that it's not a positive trait of mine that I want to beat people at stupid games that should be fun.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
Well, that has a...
But I'm so good at them, I can't not do it.
I can't help that I'm so good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a burden.
Don't get mad at
It's
me.
my cross.
Get mad at
This
my
guy.
amazing educational background. It didn't
I like
take
words. I like words.
Yeah.
So that's...
I think that comes up a lot where you're just like, well, the etymology of this is blah, blah, blah. And the way that you're saying it is actually the wrong context. And yeah.
Well, especially now my kids are learning new words.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what does that mean? And sometimes I'm like Nikki will give an answer and I'll be like, but it's a little, and I'll add something. She's like, just shut up.
What does bro deadass cooked mean? It didn't take long before Wally was a fixture in the early hot rod scene. You'd find him perched on the edge of the sun-cooked lake beds throughout the late 20s and 30s. He wasn't just watching, he was learning. Wally was writing safety manuals in his mind long before he'd made a name for himself behind the wheel. But as anyone very involved in any kind of race scene knows, it wasn't just about speed. It was about family.
Yeah.
By 1937, he was in tight with the Roadrunners Car Club, a crew of like-minded speed junkies and gearheads who weren't just showing up to set records. They were one of the earliest groups sharing what they'd learned racing and wrenching to help improve the scene. I remember we talked about the Roadrunners in the Customs episode, but at that point, I think they had already been around for a long time. If this is like the early 30s, that's crazy. You have to figure out everything by yourself for these kind of early engines. I wonder what they were doing to like soup them up, mess with the timing. What could you do on those early, like a Model A engine? What do you do with that?
Screw with compression and timing. Right?
Yeah, it probably had like 6-to-1 compression or something like that.
That's too crazy.
That's crazy.
That's too crazy. I can't even think that far back.
I can smell that car.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
These clubs were the soul of early hot rodding. They were informal fraternities built on a shared obsession with fixing cars and breaking limits. The Roadrunners, along with a few other outfits, joined forces and became the Southern California Timing Association, or the SCTA, the predecessor to the NHRA, and Wally was right there on day one. This was his first true taste of wrangling all that chaos into some kind of structure, and he liked it. When World War II came knocking, the GM plant he was working at was forcibly converted into a tank assembly line, and Wally volunteered to put them through their paces and see how they could be improved. Wally got so good at tankery that he became part of the U.S. tank exhibition team that showed off new products and offerings for the U.S. Army.
That's cool. That'd be a cool show to go to.
Yeah. And Uncle Sam liked the cut of Wally's jib so much that they sent him to the South Pacific.
Oh my God.
That seems like punishment.
Yeah. Great job. All
right.
Sending you
Go
to the
to
middle of
war.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, you sure I can't just keep building these things?
Look, I really like testing tanks. Can I just stay in Texas? But thousands of miles and limited resources wouldn't keep Wally down. He immediately ripped a V8 from a passenger car and crammed it into a Willis Jeep. That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a flex right there.
Yeah. This was
It's
no
the first LS swap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was no doubt the first Jeep rod in existence, and it helped to put Wally on the radar of the Army High Command. It wasn't long before Wally was driving his Jeep rod with wide open exhaust all over the Philippines, doing mechanical troubleshooting for the military. This combo of hands-on experience, a deep-seated understanding of mechanics, and the natural urge to organize would become the very foundation of his legendary achievements. When he landed back in the States, he left GM to focus on building the SCTA full-time as their business manager. All over the U.S., the hot rod scene was exploding, fueled by GIs returning home with all new mechanical skills earned in the field and a few bucks in their pocket, as well as a bit of PTSD-fueled need for dopamine hits that office jobs waiting back in the States just weren't providing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, imagine, we've talked about it before, because it's the genesis of so many different car cultures of like I'm going to blow my head off if I don't feel adrenaline right now. Coming back from war and being shot at and then just having to go back to like the suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need another fix somehow.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to build a motorcycle, like whip some chains around at people.
Oh my God.
Y'all never played Road Rash on PC?
I didn't know what you were referencing, but yeah. Road Rash was a great game.
Yeah. But this boom brought side effects, mainly illegal street racing. The allure of late night sprints on public roads were too hard to resist, but the consequences were brutal. From bloody wrecks to innocent bystanders getting caught up in the carnage, hot rodders were getting painted as reckless delinquents by big media and the police. Wally could easily see where it was all heading. It was a ticking time bomb that was threatening to blow up legitimate racing altogether. Enter Robert Peterson. Peterson was quiet and unassuming, but he had a brain for business. We talked about him maybe 80 episodes ago. He started Hot Rod Magazine. He started like a media empire, and now he has the museum named after him in LA, the coolest car museum in the world. We'll be right back after these messages.
Big thank you to our sponsor this week, Indeed. You just realized your business needed to hire somebody yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. That's easy to remember. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites, guys. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. Guess what? This makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results. How awesome is that? How fast is Indeed? In the minute I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Amazing. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/pastgas. That's right. Just go to Indeed.com/pastgas right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/pastgas. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, Indeed is all you need. Big thank you to our sponsor this week, Underdog. Football season is in full swing and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is super easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Look, man, I live in LA. I'm going all in on the Rams. They're going to take it to the house this year. I don't want to hear about stats. I believe in my team. Kieran Williams is looking good. I'm thinking he's going 200 plus yards every game this season. Download the Underdog app today. Sign up with promo code GAS to score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GAS, G-A-S. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Arkansas or Colorado for some games, 21 and over in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms_DFS_HTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7-HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369.
That's the sound of the Camaro IROC Z we built with the help of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That's the sound of you cracking a can of NOS Energy and visiting drinknos.com/customcar2025.
Dude, no way!
And that's the sound of a donut fan winning the Camaro IROC Z. That's right, NOS Energy is giving away the Camaro IROC. We worked super hard on this thing, and you know what? That gas tank was heavy as hell. It was as big as a cow. You seen cows lately? Them's is big. It's got all kinds of upgrades, a supercharger, brand new exhaust, suspension, and a whole lot more to make it track ready. NOS Energy will pick one grand prize winner and multiple second prize winners. You do not have long, so hurry up and visit drinknos.com/customcard2025 for all the details on how to enter for a chance to win.
Now back to the show. He knew the passionate and misunderstood subculture of hot rodding needed a voice. And most of all, that voice had to be positive. Peterson and Wally hit it off right away. Wally, ever the pragmatist, told him the SCTA was broke. Then came the counter from Peterson. What if the SCTA and Peterson's Hollywood publicity associates teamed up for the first ever hot rod show? It would be a straight up PR stunt to try and alter the image of hot rodders from greasers with switchblades to marketable greasers. This
Change those switchblades to combs.
Oh yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. Has anyone ever made that before?
I'm going to patent it now.
Do you
Bart
wear do you
Bidlingmeyer,
put
the
pomade in your hair?
inventor. No. I don't think I think you'd see my scalp if I did.
You'd have that like New York
yeah.
sewer grade hair. Steam coming up from it.
Oh my God.
This wasn't just some Fuddruckers car show. The Hot Rod Exposition, which eventually launched in January of 1948 at the Los Angeles Armory, was a Hail Mary for hot rodders. Before this, car shows were more like the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance and less like a Cars and Coffee behind a grocery store. This exposition was to show off and legitimize the greasy, stripped-down, loud machines built in apartment building parking lots and behind barns. And it worked like a charm. It was a massive, unexpected hit. While brainstorming the perfect show, Peterson had another light bulb moment. A magazine dedicated to this burgeoning culture.
I was just going to ask if this is before his magazine.
Yeah. He initially toyed with Autocraft, but at the end of the day, he did the right thing and named it Hot Rod. Because like Autocraft could have been like off-putting to the real hot rodders. I feel like if you're like, I don't want to buy this magazine.
Well, I think it's the difference. It's the difference between like Science and Engineering magazine. You know what I mean? Autocraft is, which is what I think was prevalent. But then if you call it Hot Rod, it's like it's a counter to.
Yeah, it's like if you're talking to a Gen
Popular
Z
mechanics,
and you're like, this guy sucks, instead of being like, Unk dead ass cooked for real. You know?
That was so gross. Jesus Christ. That was crazy. I like the way Joe formed that sentence. It was kind of like second nature to him at this point.
Oh,
Yeah. I've been saying that for weeks now. Unk.
You're getting
dead
good
cooked.
at using those.
Thanks. If I didn't pull that off, I'd probably have to unalive myself. Wally was buried under SCTA duties and he couldn't jump into the editor's chair right away. But he gave his full blessing, recognizing the sheer potential to champion the hot rod cause. He was deep down a journalist, even if it didn't show yet. Richard Parks, Wally's son, summed up his dad's straight shooting writing style in an interview decades later. Quote, there were no wild hot rodders in his mind. They were innovative and creative people who loved the car and loved speed. They just needed a place to do it safely. That was Wally's dream from day one.
That was really a nice way to like think of them. Or like to him, it really wasn't like these like greasers all badass and shit, you know?
Yeah, they're just
'cause he's one
misunderstood.
of them. Yeah.
They just needed a place to unleash themselves,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and I feel like that's still
That's so
a
true.
problem that today's youths run into. Do I sound like Gen Z yet?
You do. But it is a really big problem where it's like, that's why they always say take it to the track. Because I mean, in the streets, there's so many variables that could very easily go wrong. And
Yeah.
now you're ruining it for everyone.
Even if there's no one around, like you could still mess your car up on a pothole. You could still do damage. I don't know. You could kill yourself. There's not, like streets are unregulated.
Mm-hmm.
Drag strip.
They're also
is
not
very,
designed
Yeah.
for, you go someplace where it's designed to race for
Yeah.
speed.
Wally saw Hot Rod Magazine as his church where he could preach the gospel of organized, safe racing.
I suppose it would be his pulpit, wouldn't it? Back to my stupid word stuff.
Yeah, what is that?
God, sorry.
That's a good Scrabble word.
Bart just can't turn it off. It's just
Yeah.
Scrabble on the mind.
Dude, the last, I'd say 5 Scrabble games,
Mhm.
I've gotten 5 E's, 2 I's, nothing to do. I can't. My luck with Scrabble is so bad.
That is true. There is a lot of luck involved in what you have.
Wally eventually took the editorial reins, and under his watch, the mag became more than just glossy pics of tricked-out cars. It became the definitive voice for the hot rod community. The magazine was pumping out positive vibes and, most importantly, pushing for legitimate racing venues off of the public streets where people were getting hurt. He used the pages of Hot Rod to illustrate just how dangerous street racing was for the racers and the innocent bystanders, laying out the future of drag racing piece by piece with each new issue. Wally wasn't just pumping out articles, he was growing an important movement. He traveled between popular racetracks and time trial spots so he could connect with racers, track organizers, and enthusiasts. He was like Johnny Appleseed, traveling the country, planting the seeds that would become the trees that he could use to build his empire of legitimate racing on. That metaphor is too complicated.
That was a lot of legwork to get that one to work.
But no, don't you see the seeds are like tires? And you need tires to go fast. And then the apples that fall off that don't get harvested, those get turned into juice. And juice is like gas.
Jesus.
His passion.
Perfect metaphor.
Yeah, it is a really good metaphor.
It's perfect.
Anyone could understand it.
Yeah. What's your favorite apple, Steph?
My favorite apple? Let me tell you something. I low-key really like the green ones.
Granny
I don't
Smith?
eat apples
Granny
like that.
Smith?
Yeah, Granny Smiths.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll mess those up.
Those are the best for baking because they stay tart and they maintain their
They have a good
constitution.
starch.
Yeah.
I like that. What's your favorite apple?
For just snacking, I'd say Honey Crisp or Cosmic Crisp.
Mm-hmm.
For baking, I'd definitely Granny Smith. I make a mean tartatin.
Bring it in.
Okay.
Prove it. Prove it, Joe.
Call me Johnny Applespeed. His passion was infectious, and he started to gather a devoted following of people who believed in his
It's
mission.
as American as tartine.
Wally's writing in Hot Rod wasn't just informational, it was persuasive. He took his readers to school as he broke down technical ideas and laid out all the nuts and bolts.
Wait a minute, are they nuts and bolts or are they apples? What are we doing here?
The nuts and bolts are like seeds.
Are we off the...
And you need those to grow more apple speeds.
Now
trees.
I get it.
Going fast was great, he preached, but doing it safely was paramount. He ran stories on organized races, profiles of responsible racers, and deep dives into safety gear and techniques while carefully positioning advertisers and keeping them happy. Wally was also fighting a battle of limitations inside the SCTA. While the SCTA was pivotal for early hot rodding, its focus was squarely on land speed records out on those dry lakes. It simply wasn't ready for the explosion of drag racing, which was popping up on airstrips and purpose-built tracks all over the U.S. Wally saw the need for a new organization, one that was custom-built for the unique challenges and opportunities of drag racing. He envisioned a body that would set standards, enforce safety regulations, and build a new national stage for the sport.
I'm envisioning a body right now.
Oh, God. I feel naked. His time at Hot Rod Magazine, his intimate knowledge of the hot rod community, and his growing frustration with the lack of effective drag racing organizations, all of that converged to plant the seed for his most enduring legacy.
Oh, good, another seed.
And that seed was the National Hot Rod Association.
So effectively what's happening is he's saying, everybody, you guys should all race, do it effectively and safely.
Yeah.
And all these little organizations popped up and he's kind of like, oh shit, what have I done? They're all doing it differently.
Yeah.
And so now he's got to take the reins.
And the SCTA was kind of behind on
he was a member of it but not in charge of it. And that's why he was getting frustrated.
And on a dry lake bed,
Right.
You're not going to crash into people, you're not going to crash into stands and stuff. It's a totally different beast than what was becoming popular, and he saw the need for a governing organization.
That's a fair thought.
If you know car people, they don't like regulations, they don't like being told what to do.
That's
so
true.
it's a thin line to tread, and that's what he found out. The late 1940s and early 1950s were an exciting time for American motorsports, to say the least. The post-war boom brought faster and faster cars. Sadly, with more speed came more carnage, especially for those on the sidelines. Street racing was rampant and becoming increasingly dangerous and sadly more fatal. Public outcry hit a fever pitch, and an alternative was needed. Wally saw this as a golden opportunity. He believed that hot rodding could be reframed as a legitimate sport full of clear rules, organized and ticketed events, and most crucially, safety. He knew that some of the existing organizations were a good start, but they all had a long way to go. The SCTA was great for dry lake runs, but drag racing needed its own champion. And so in 1951, Wally started the National Hot Rod Association. This wasn't a glitzy corporate launch. This was a grassroots explosion fueled by Wally's sheer willpower and the support of a crew of followers. The initial mission statement for the NHRA was straightforward and simple. Quote, to establish rules and regulations for drag racing and to promote safety. Dedicated to safety wasn't just some catchy slogan plastered on a banner. It was the guiding light of the NHRA, a principle Wally would champion relentlessly for the rest of his life. We'll be right back after these messages.
Big thank you to our sponsor this week, Shopify. Guys, it can be super duper intimidating to start a business and get that e-commerce game rolling. But luckily, our sponsor this week, Shopify, is here to help you. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style. Shopify can help you accelerate your content creation as well. Shopify helps you get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing, returns, and beyond. Shopify makes this so easy. If you're ready to sell, you are ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up with your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/gas. That's shopify.com/gas. Again, one more time, shopify.com/gas, G-A-S, shopify.com/gas. Thank you, Shopify.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the aux cable first before borrowing your buddy's truck. You ever need to borrow a friend's truck or a moving van or something? You've got a long drive ahead of you? Would be great to listen to some music or a podcast. Well, bad news. They have a newfangled USB connection or an old frayed aux cable. Now you're stuck with interstate hum for the next 3 hours. Or worse yet, the radio. Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Thanks to our sponsor, Hankook Tire, the official tire sponsor of Donut. We at Donut love Hankook. They make tough tires for rough adventures and daily driving without compromising comfort and drivability. Hankook's Dynapro off-roading tires offer great traction in tough terrains, and they're great on a wide range of vehicles, from SUVs to light trucks to our own Baja blasting Ford Ranger. Hankook became the official tire sponsor of Donut last year, and we have not looked back. We use them on all the Donut cars in our lot. They've got an aggressive design that not only looks great, but it also protects you from punctures and gives you grip on sand, gravel, mud, you name it. And they last a long, long time. Thanks to Hankook's durable compound, you can get a lot of trail or road under your tires. And I can hear you at home. I'm afraid of driving off-road. I love pavement. Well, Hankook's got you covered there too with their Ventus brand of tires optimized for high-speed driving and stability on your beloved roads. Get your tire journey started at hankooktire.com and see just how far these wheels can take you. That's Hankook, hankooktire.com. Thanks, Hankook.
Now back to the show. The early days of the NHRA were chaotic. Wally was a jack of all trades, working tirelessly. He glad-handed his way across the country, smiling alongside racers, track owners, and local officials, spreading the gospel. He immediately faced resistance, though. Old school hot rodders were unsure about the stack of regulations Wally wanted to drop in their lap. They saw it as an affront to their personal freedoms, as we still see nowadays. Like any kind of change in rules for racing or like EPA regulations, people are like,
Or
my freedoms.
When states made driving and drinking illegal.
I was just thinking about that as well.
Yeah.
I've seen those videos
It's hilarious.
of those
The news
interviews.
videos?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, what, am I not supposed to have a beer on my way home from work?
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah.
like,
it's
well,
a
yeah, you're not
10-minute
supposed to
drive.
have a beer. You know?
People freaked out when it went down to a 55
Oh, the speed
mile
limit. Yeah.
speed limit
During
too.
the gas crisis. Yeah.
And I remember in Wisconsin at least, I remember hearing that the government was going to withhold funds for highways and roads unless they changed it.
Right.
And there was like tons of resistance for that.
I'd be pissed too.
Yeah. But it's I think it was for 55 within like metropolitan areas. So like as soon as you get out.
The 55 thing was a big government push because
For gas mileage.
It was, and we were in the gas crisis.
Wait, so it went down? So they was, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the city areas, these fools were driving like 60.
If not more.
Oh,
But yeah.
my Lord. I thought other states drove slower than us.
It's a lot different now.
Yeah.
But it
Okay.
used to be, for that reason, the speed limit was 55, and then it kind of got loosened.
Yeah. I do remember doing like in an old wheelhouse, I was doing research, and I think the average for most cars, 45 is the most fuel efficient speed. Like anything after that, the wind resistance is too much that you're actually like using more gas to just push through the air. But like no one wants to drive 45. That's boring.
Don't tell me how to drive on my way home from work after a long day.
Yeah.
With my beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my beer, my road
My
soda.
road soda.
I came back. I came back from Las Vegas, and it's such a frustrating trip because you're just constantly passing people on their right. Because no one. It's such a long drive that it just keeps getting worse in my head. Where it's like I don't think I could physically get past on my right and stay in the left. Like, I don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
I don't understand how anyone else does. Anyway, it's a frustrating drive.
I don't know if you guys have been seeing these, like the Sony car that's coming out, the Afeela.
Okay.
They're marketing it now as like it's got an LED screen that you can put messages on the front.
Oh, yeah.
And
nice.
in the ad that I saw, it was like this guy put is like, it's her birthday, clap for her or something. And all these bystanders were like walking past.
That's so whack. I would
I
use
know.
that. I would use that for malice.
Well, 99.9% of the time, if people use that, it's going to be like, get the out of the way. Or, like, yeah.
I would love that. That'd be really, really fun to have around. We need
Yeah.
those.
I don't think we need more distractions on the outside of our cars. Like people are already on
Only
their phones
select
constantly.
individuals can own them. Then.
Yes.
How about that?
You have to have like a no speeding tickets or
Yeah, you have to have a pretty decent record. I don't want to say perfect, but
yeah.
Nobody's
enough.
perfect.
I have thought about like having whenever I drive like my manual cars, everyone without fail is like a foot away from my bumper on a hill, and I'm like, I want to be like, move the back. Like sometimes I like roll down my window. I'm like, go back, but they don't ever look at me. Like, but anyways, I should just get better at driving manual.
Well, you should just use them to push you forward, and then you don't have to
Yes.
worry.
a little love tap ain't never hurt nobody.
Yeah, that's true. Should we get back to Wally?
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Okay. So these hot rodders are getting kind of fed up with all the regulations.
The man is keeping me
Yeah.
down.
But Wally was a master debater and quite persuasive. Wally knew how to sell his vision in a way that made people feel empowered more than put upon. Wally had his elevator pitch about how safety would improve the sport, not limit it because racers and innocent bystanders would live to enjoy the spectacle.
That's true. You can't kill your audience.
That's true.
It's
'Cause then
bad
there's
business.
none.
Bad
Diminishing
business.
returns if you keep doing that. One of the NHRA's first tasks was hammering out consistent rules and classifications. Back in the day, drag racing was a chaotic free-for-all from track to track. Wally spearheaded the effort to develop a comprehensive rulebook, working with racers and experts to craft a system that was fair, safe, and easily understood. This rulebook became the Drag Bible, providing a desperately needed framework for the sport.
As far as rulebooks go, it's comprehensive as an understatement.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, now it's like byline by byline. I've never read it. Can you tell? But rules are moot without enforcement. Wally knew that. He established a rigorous system of technical inspections and safety checks, ensuring that cars were built and maintained to the highest standards. He also emphasized track safety, working with the owners to upgrade facilities and implement crucial safety measures like catch nets and advanced fire suppression systems. His dedication to safety was absolute, a non-negotiable, and he wasn't afraid to make tough calls, even if they were unpopular. One of the first times Wally had to put his rule marker status to the test was on March 1st, 1957. Wally was setting track records in a 1957 Plymouth in Daytona, but back in California, the Cook and Bedwell dragster, driven by Emery Cook, set 3 new records in its first 3 runs. First, Cook bested the track elapsed time record. Then, in his second run, he tied for track speed record. And on his third run, he beat the world record, which was set by Bobby Alsens in Kenny Lindley's Misfire 2. That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Misfire 2. At the NHRA Nationals in Kansas City the year before. Track officials and everyone else watching were stunned that this car blew through all the records held at the track and beat the world record. When they found out the dragster was running nitro, C.J. Hart, the owner of the Santa Ana Strip, put his foot down and banned the gas, citing the short stopping lengths at the SoCal strips.
He wasn't like a hater to me.
Yep.
I mean, as an owner, like if you had a house party, you don't want anyone dying there.
Then
true.
don't have a house party. You know the.
You can still have a house party. You just have to take away the Everclear.
I want to go to some of your parties because they sound wild.
That's why I've never had a house party.
You don't want anybody to die. You don't want anybody to die. Don't have a house party. You know how house parties go.
Yeah.
No, that's not how they go. They're not supposed to.
They're not supposed to go like that. But
Now imagine that you own the house and your livelihood is having these parties.
Oh.
So you don't want people bringing in crazy shit and possibly dying because that means you're going to lose your house and lose your business. Right? Do I sound like a grandpa right now? What's funny?
no, I just thought halfway through you telling me that, I just thought it was so funny that you're explaining this to me.
You're thinking, damn, Unc deadass crashing out right now. And I'm witnessing it with my own eyes.
I just rage baited Unc right now.
He wasn't worried about world records or upsetting other racers. Hart was concerned about insurance premiums and drag racers splatting themselves against the end of the quarter mile. Wally returned from Daytona and found himself neck deep in a good old-fashioned feud between racers eager to go faster and everyone else who wanted it safer. Racers were on a tizzy, but Wally said no way and stood his ground. And putting health and safety over going a bit faster shined a light on the entire NHRA and legitimized them in the public's eye. So good overall.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be the dad once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, look, that's maybe a little bit too much for the limitations of the track. Let's just like keep it to race gas, you know?
Yeah.
That's not so horrible, is it?
It's not. But I'm going to go to the other Unc's party.
Yeah.
And maybe someone might die there and it's going to be
Unc is cooking over there.
over there. Yes.
Let him cook. I'm so aware of how old I'm getting. And, you know, I'm just trying to relate to people.
You're doing a good job at it. I'm telling you, Joe, you could be let out on the streets like
Joe,
this.
you're
Yeah.
dead ass killing it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Unc.
You can't call each other Unc.
We can't call each other Unc?
Why not?
Why not?
That would have to imply that you see him as your Unc.
What's wrong with that,
Well,
Unc?
if
I am not Unc.
if my sister gave birth to him and his sister gave birth to me,
Yeah.
then we would both be unks to each other, right? Is that possible?
I mean, that situation is possible, but I don't think we're each other's uncles.
Chat, let us know if you can be your friend's uncle. Wally's personal touch was woven into every part of the NHRA. He wasn't a bean counter or an uninterested boss. He was a constant, visible presence at races, chatting with racers, listening to their gripes, offering his own words of wisdom. He genuinely cared about the people who made the sport work, and they respected him back. Quote, he knew everyone, his son said later after Wally passed. He remembered their names, their cars, their families. He made everyone feel important. I think that's super important for especially a small business to like remember everyone.
It's like a personal touch. You want to feel that like homey like feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Especially
also,
with the being a track, because you're going to be there a lot if you're really doing this, you know?
Yeah.
It garners goodwill. So like you're saying, everybody's like, these rules suck.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's like, yeah, but I know him. He means well.
Yes.
You
That's
know,
the whole
like-
thing is like, he's not behind the desk somewhere out of state. Like he's on the ground talking to everyone. He's kind of franchising all these communities into one thing.
Yeah. He's literally just trying his best, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't blame him. This personal connection was the secret sauce, building the NHRA into a unified powerhouse organization. Wally fostered a genuine sense of community, that feeling that everyone was pulling toward a shared goal. He crafted an environment where racers felt heard, felt valued, and where safety was a collective pact. His influence grew beyond the strip. Wally became a revered voice in the broader motorsports world, advocating for safety and legitimacy across all disciplines. He sat on committees, served on boards, and dished out his expertise and passion to drivers who went beyond the straight line. He was a tireless champion for the radical idea that motorsports could be both thrilling and safe. The NHRA, under Wally's unwavering leadership, kept growing and evolving. The Safety Safari launched in 1954, a traveling roadshow that hauled NHRA officials and safety experts to tracks all over the U.S. This directly helped to get new drag strips off the ground with a set of pre-cooked safety practices. It was a brilliant grassroots stroke of genius that brought marketing and education together to solidify the NHRA's national footprint and its fierce commitment to helping the sports grow safely. The very first NHRA national event, the Nationals, went down in Great Bend, Kansas in 1955. This was a landmark moment, planting the flag for a premier event that would become a cornerstone of the NHRA schedule, a showcase for the absolute best of the best. The first NHRA National Championship Drags meet set the bar high. It was dubbed America's first acceleration championship. The event honored drivers and their records, as well as tested out kilometer runs on concrete. Even the worst storm in 30 years couldn't keep the NHRA crew from partying hard and going fast.
Nice.
Richard Parks often waxes poetic about his father's relentless work ethic and his unyielding dedication to the NHRA. Quote, he lived and breathed the NHRA. Richard says, it wasn't just a job, it was his life's mission. This level of personal investment, this soul-deep commitment, is what set Wally apart and what allowed him to build an organization that has not just survived but thrived over 70 years. Wally's personal life, though often inextricably entwined with his work, also shaped his worldview. His burning desire to make racing safe wasn't just a professional checkbox, it was a deeply personal crusade. He wanted future generations of racers, maybe even his own grandkids, to taste the thrill of speed without risking it all by living 1/4 mile at a time. This personal motivation added an extra layer of passion and almost desperate urgency to his safety mission. As the NHRA grew, it spawned its own traditions, none as incredible as the Wally Trophy, handed to the big winners at NHRA national events. Affectionately named in his honor, the Wally is more than just metal. The award is an ultimate badge of honor for drag racers. Its very existence is a direct, chrome-plated, annual shout-out to Wally Parks and his foundational world-shaping role in the sport. Wally eventually stepped down from the NHRA in 1984, but his bond with the sport he formed never loosened. He remained a guiding star, dispensing wisdom and perspective like a seasoned sage. He was a driving force behind the NHRA Motorsports Museum in Pomona, California, a temple dedicated to preserving the epic history of drag racing and celebrating the trailblazers who carved its path. The museum stands as another towering monument to his commitment to the sport's heritage and his unwavering desire to educate future generations about its roots. Even in his golden years, Wally was a familiar, beloved face at NHRA events. He was still there, mixing it up with racers and fans, his passion undimmed, burning as brightly as ever. Wally passed away on September 28, 2007, at the age of 94 due to pneumonia. Wally Parks is more than just a guy who founded the NHRA. He was the conscience of drag racing. He took a chaotic, dangerous subculture of backyard tinkerers and transformed it into a legitimate, respected, thunderous sport. His relentless, uncompromising commitment to safety saved countless lives. making it possible for generations of gearheads to chase the thrill of speed in a controlled environment. And we thank him for that. Thank you, Wally Parks. And
If you haven't been to an NHRA event, go.
Yeah.
Because they're nuts.
It is
You
life-changing.
can't understand until you're there, yeah.
It's one thing to see it on ESPN, the Ocho, but to see it in real life and breathe the fumes and cover your ears and be like, oh my God.
You feel that rumble in your soul.
Yeah. And just the technical aspect behind it, the fact that they like rebuild an engine between runs is insane.
I also think you could never have gotten to that point if it wasn't for Wally's rules and regulations and starting it, because you'd never be able to keep pushing in a controlled environment. You'd be doing it somewhere else. And
who's to say like how many lives he's saved just by creating a rule book and creating these technical inspections. Like just the fact that people are like building their own cars at home and not thinking about safety, they're going to get checked at these events and they can't race because of it. But maybe they go home and like fix the stuff and bring it back.
Right. And the things that are rules in NHRA, some of it is, well, if I want to do this, this is the rule. I might as well put, this shut off in the trunk. Yeah. But it also is now your car's safer,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think, his rules were super, super needed, and we are where we're at with racing now, which is honestly amazing.
Yeah.
I love our modern day like NHRA events and stuff. With rules and regulations, I feel like you also set the bar a lot higher.
Well, and you get it. That's why there are classes, and that's why, and it makes it almost even more remarkable that you could do what you're doing with the known restrictions that everyone is under. So.
Yeah. They're also documenting like the records and setting that kind of bar and maintaining the records for it. So I think that's cool. I love a good record keeper, That's our show. Thank you so much, Steph, for joining us this week. And thank you to Bart.
Absolutely.
Where can people find you on Instagram?
At radical_Steph.
Go follow her. And Bids at Bardo.
Bids Bardo. At Bids Bardo.
At Bids Bardo. And I'm Joe G. Weber. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Donut Podcasts on Instagram. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.